It all started with rain, the kind that drenched the city and silenced even the loudest horns. At nearly midnight, Ethan staggered out of a crowded bar, his shirt half-buttoned, his thoughts a blur of regret and whiskey. He wasn't usually like this. The calm, collected manager everyone admired had fallen apart after a rough week and one too many drinks. As he crossed the street, a speeding car tore through the intersection. Headlights flashed, a blinding white, and then a hand grabbed his arm. He stumbled backward, crashing against someone soft but strong. The car missed him by inches, its tires screeching as it disappeared into the storm. When he opened his eyes, he saw her. A woman, soaked from the rain, breathing hard. Her hair clung to her cheeks, and concern filled her eyes. "Are you out of your mind?" she said, her voice trembling with both fear and anger. I didn't see," Ethan stammered. "You almost got yourself killed," she interrupted, brushing her wet hair back. He could only stare. She looked like something out of a dream, fierce, beautiful, and real. She sighed and shook her head. "Come on, you can't even stand straight. Where do you live?" Before he could protest, she wrapped his arm around her shoulder and helped him walk. Every few steps he mumbled apologies, but she only tightened her grip. By the time they reached his apartment, he'd already learned her name, Maya. She was a nurse finishing a late shift at the hospital nearby. When she made sure he was safe, she turned to leave. "Wait," he said softly. "I didn't even thank you." She smiled faintly. "Just stay alive next time." And she walked into the rain. The next morning. The pounding in his head wasn't just from the hangover. It was her. The image of her eyes, her voice echoing, "Stay alive next time." He made coffee, tried working but couldn't focus. He didn't even know her last name, just Maya. By noon, he found himself standing in front of the hospital she mentioned. He didn't know what he'd say, but when she walked out of the building in her white coat, everything fell quiet again. She looked surprised. "You remembered me?" He smiled nervously. "Hard to forget the person who saved my life." She smiled faintly. "You really came here." "I had to. I can't stop thinking about you." For the first time, she didn't scold him. She just looked into his eyes, the same ones she'd seen under flashing headlights. The storm from last night had passed, but something new was beginning. Quiet, warm,